Mic check, mic check, mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3, test. Check, check.
know when I lost it all, he returned it 100-fold, 'cause I held on to his promise. If you wonder what the future holds, if it will get better, just rest and take it slow, one foot in front of the other. Every good, perfect thing.
That's why I love Jesus, y'all.
Mercy endures forever. For the Lord is good, and his mercy endures forever.
Whenever you're down, out in the cold, faithless and dark, your story's untold. Come take my hand and walk there with me. I know a place where we can be free. There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. When shadows and gloom are all that you see, we'll find a place where we can be free. From the mountain top down to the deepest valley, hear a voice calling you. It's the rising sun, shining in the darkest alley. Can't you see you will be free? I have been far, I have been wide, searching for peace, somewhere to hide. Now I am
got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77 Jesse, Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question, a doozy. Why should anything ever upset you? Why should anything ever upset you? Why? You ever wonder that in your own life? Why am I upset? Why does things upset me? Why do I let things upset me? Why should anything upset me? Do you ever at least ask that of yourself and see if you can get the answer? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy running around, you are protesting at Columbus University in support of Palestine and Columbia University. Not Columbus, Columbia University. And you're in support of Palestine and anti-America, anti-Israel. And then yesterday you were arrested. You still could be listening to the show. And if you were locked up in the building, couldn't get out until you showed ID, and then if you happen to be one of those people on the outside of the building and you tried to force the door open to help the others get out, you still can be listening to the show, no matter what you're doing, on your iPhone or iPad, even in jail. You can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. Amazing, huh? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. So it's Thursday again. And Thursday is amazing because it is Thursday, but especially since it's Thursday, and every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday. Oh, Lord!
Oh, God! Oh, God! Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't feel your faith. Are you ready?
Hallelujah! Oh, Lord. Draw as a bastard. Amazing. A spiritual battle. And it's so interesting, it blows my mind. It really is. It's like the more I get, the more I want. Can't get enough of wisdom. It is mind-blowing to me. I realize something. Religious people, whether it's Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Alawaba, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, atheist, because atheism is a religion too. Atheist, whatever. Whatever. I realized something about that over the years. I didn't just realize it yesterday, but in working on myself and then listening to other people, I noticed that everybody has the same problem. Zero, without a doubt, no difference at all, period. And that's because it's a spiritual problem. And I realized that everybody is doing what they've been told, never finding out or understanding that they're just doing what someone told them, and what they're doing is not working, but they keep thinking that it will work. Or what I realized, though, they don't even know that it's not working. For an example, I see they're trying to pick a pope over there in Pope land. And then the Pope, and then there are a bunch of people standing outside the Pope house, and they're looking up at the Pope's house, and the Pope has a chimney. And a bunch of popes are inside the house trying to decide on who the next Pope gonna be. And once they decide who the next Pope gonna be, they let out a white smoke when they decide who the Pope, they have decided on the next Pope. And if they have not decided, they let out black smoke at the Pope house or the chimney. And what's interesting about it, while the popes are inside the house trying to decide on a new Pope, there are people outside of the house, the Pope house. It's not even their house, it's the Pope house. There it is with the smoke coming out the Pope chimney. There are what appears to be hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people outside the Pope house waiting for some white smoke to come out. And then they have chosen a Pope. And the thrill from waiting and the thrill from hearing that there's a new Pope is overwhelming to the people. It's overwhelming. They're excited. It's like going to a football game or a basketball game or something like that. The thrill is on. The thrill is on. Wait for a Pope. Can you get any dumber than that? Why are you excited by a Pope? You're going to stand outside of his house and you're going to wait till someone tell you that the Pope is chosen. And you get a thrill? And once you get the thrill and the Pope has been chosen and it's time for everybody to disperse and go home, you go home and cry. Because the thrill of the Pope is gone and you cry. You got nothing from it but a thrill. And now you can't wait for the Pope to come out and then start his little tour so you can touch his hand and get another thrill. And then I noticed with the Christians, it's so interesting to me. The Christians are doing what they've been told as well. The Christians are told, you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and confess your sin, you shall be born again. They have been told to do that. And so the Christian accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. And they start telling people, oh, I'm a Christian. I've been born again. I believe in Jesus. I believe that Jesus died and rose up from the cross, and now I'm a Christian. And then they read the Bible, and they get the thrill from reading the Bible, and they start telling people about the Bible. Nothing but what the Bible says. And they get a thrill. And when they're done, and then they tell other people, you need to be born again. You need to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. If you have not accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior, then you're not of God. You're not born again. You're going to hell. And they get a thrill. Because that's what they've been told. And they did it. And it felt good to do it. And then at night, they go home and cry. They go home and cry. They cry at night. They cannot stand being alone for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And now with the cell phone, 30 seconds. But they can quote the Bible, they know Jesus, and they have been told that if you have not confessed Jesus, your Lord and Savior, then you going to hell. You ain't born again. You ain't saved. And then they cry. The Jehovah's Witnesses, if you don't follow their rules and regulation, strictly follow what they tell you, they throw you out. And those that stay, they are just doing what they've been told. And then they get mad and they cry at night. I've noticed that. It's so interesting. The Allah Abba people, they have been told that if you don't believe in Allah Abba, you are a big Satan or a little Satan, and you are worthy of death. They've been told that. And they got the thrill from being told because they believe that. And they get the thrill from attacking other people. But when it's time to go home, they cry because they're alone again. And reality is setting in. That all they got is a thrill of hate and a thrill of false love. With the Christians and the Bible, they got a thrill of going down to the front of the church and people telling them, they're like, accept Jesus. You believe Jesus was born again and died for your sin on the third day, rose up? Yes. Hallelujah. All they got was a thrill from what they've been told. And they go home and they cry. They're lonely. They're lost. And then the college person or people, when you were a kid, your father and your mother told you, in order to have a good life, you got to get a good education. You got to get the best into the best university in the world. And you got to work really hard in high school to get the highest grade point average so you can go to the best school so you can have a life. And you work very hard at doing that. And you get honorary degrees at high school. And then you go to college, you get into, quote unquote, the best college. and then you get the best job, and you make a whole lot of money, and the thrill is on, and you go home at night, and then you cry. And then you're told, now that you make all this money, take a vacation around the world. Go around the whole wide world and just enjoy, discover, enjoy the world. Cruises, first-class flights, amazing hotels. Have fun. You go around the world. You have fun. And you get back to the country that you love, and you cry. Because nothing changed. All you got was a thrill. But nothing changed. And then the Christians are told, you got to know that Jesus is God. And the Bible is the Word. If you ain't got the Bible in you, if you ain't studied that Bible, you don't know the Word, you don't know God. And you have a free will. You've been told that, and the thrill comes when you're told that. But at night, you cry. But you've been told that. You've been told go to the best parties, have an amazing time, be on the A-list, the A politician, the A actors or actresses, the A everything. And you work hard and you get on the A-list. And then at night, you cry. You cannot stand being alone for 10 seconds. You're going to pull out your cell phone. You're going to make a phone call. You're going to make a meal that gets you fat as a pig. You're going to get drunk. And then you cry. You've been told more programs, more benefits, more laws, and you pass laws, and you get more benefits. You get the handouts. You get this and that. And you're like getting a thrill from getting these things, the handouts. And when you've gotten all, you go home or to your hut if you're a homeless person, and then you cry. You get all, the whole world give you everything, and you still cry at night. You travel around the world. You're a farmer. You make the best fruits. You sell the best products. Your wife is an amazing cook. She even helps in the fields sometimes. And you tell the people, that's my wife. And the wife says, that's my husband. And at the end of the day, you cry at night. You still cry at night. You elect politicians. And those politicians give you whatever you want. Whatever law you need to get passed, transgender law, or whatever law, they'll do it for you. Because they want you to vote for them so they can get more money too. You do it, and then you cry at night. And then you're a Christian. And you ask the Lord, give me a husband. Lord, give me my husband. Give me my wife, Lord. And then you go to church and you look around and some woman smile at you at church. Or some man smile at you ladies at church. And right away you say, that's my husband. Or that's my wife. And you start dating. And the thrill is just everywhere. It's nothing but good old thrill. You take her around town. You show her or him to everybody. The thrill is on. And then you have a wedding. And everybody come to the wedding and party. And it's so much fun. Congratulations. And then you go home at night and you cry. You have your amazing SEX kind of thing, the thrill. When that is done, you turn over and you cry. I need you to hold me. And he's like, no, I'm sleeping. I don't feel like holding you no more. For what? And you cry. You make all the, and then you can even be during the silent prayer, observant person. And then the first woman that look at you, or the first man that look at you, or the first person to tell you, you're such a wise, smart person. And you fall for it because the thrill is on. And you feel like you're on cloud nine because you think you're helping somebody. Oh, Lord, I'm helping them. And you're excited because they pretend that you're helping them when really all they want is a handout. And then you go home and you cry. And the reason for all of this, that with all of your getting and all of your giving have been nothing but thrills. And in real reality, and you don't even know it, Christians don't know. They really don't know. They've just been doing what they've been told. The educators don't know with the degrees. The Pope and the bishops and the preachers, bishop, prophet, prophetess, doctor, preacher, Baptist, all they got is a thrill. They don't even know that nothing happened. They don't know it. They don't know that nothing spiritually happened. They have no idea. They don't even know that nothing happened. All they got was a bunch of thrills, angry thrills, happy thrills, which is still angry, stroking thrills, you make me feel good, I make you feel good thrills. Or you help the homeless. You help the homeless by giving them food and stuff like that, and then you preach at them. You try to get them saved. And when you try to get the homeless person saved, they despise you for trying to get them saved because they didn't want to be saved. They wanted a handout. And you got the thrill from the handout. And in your own ego mind, you say, I'm helping. It's like having family members. And the family member call you up, hey, I want to stay at your place for a while. Until I get on my feet. Whether it's brother, sister, uncle, cousin, mama, daddy, sister, brother, whatever. You're like, yeah, come on over. You could stay at my place. And as soon as you get a job and get on your feet, you can leave. Okay. In your mind, you're doing an amazing thing because you're helping. And then 2 weeks goes by, and this person still didn't get a job. But they ate up all your potato salad in the refrigerator. They ate up all your leftover pizza. They ate up all of your sweet potato pie, candy yams. 2 weeks went by, and you're like, you don't have a job yet? What's going on? Oh, I'm looking. Don't ask me about a job. I'm looking. A month goes by, and you're trying to figure out, why don't you get a job? But you notice that this person that you're trying to help, all of a sudden, they kind of nasty to you. They have attitude with you when you ask, why don't you have a job yet? They got an attitude. And you're like, what's the all that I've done for you? I'll let you stay at my place at no cost. I'll let you eat my food at no cost. You said you were going to get a job. You seemed so nice when you said you want to move in. And now you got an attitude. And now your ego is hurting because you were playing God. You thought you were a nice person. I'm a good person. I help. And now the person that you help is nasty, giving you attitude. And all they ever wanted from you was a handout, not a hand up. And then they're mad because you tried to tell them to get up and get a job when they really just wanted a handout. And then you're mad because you thought you were a nice person. I'm a good person. I'm helping. Now your ego is hurting because you thought you were a good person. You realize you were used and you're not a good person. Well, most of the time you won't, if you examine yourself, you don't see that you're not a good person. You still think that that person is wrong, but you're right because you were good. You tried to help. And all you wanted was a thrill, too, of trying to help. It felt good to try to help. I was talking to someone the other day, and she helped her brother with a business. His credit was bad. And everything she helped him because he had bad credit. And long story short, he ended up screwing up her credit too. She worked hard with the business. She did everything. He screwed up her business. He didn't even care. He did nothing to try to help her to get together, get it straightened out. She had to work it all out herself to get her credit thing back in order. But she felt good. That's my brother. I love my brother. No, it was a thrill. You thought you were nice. You thought you were a good person. And all he ever wanted was a handout. He didn't care about you, and you didn't care about him. It was just a thrill. Christians who preach the Bible to you and tell you you need to accept Jesus, all they're doing is telling you what they've been told. And they have not gained anything. Nothing spiritually has happened in their lives. People get married, they feel happy and everything because, this wife is from God. This husband is from God. All they have is a thrill, and that thrill will disappear. And then they'll get mad at each other because now the thrill is gone. You don't make me feel the same way anymore. It's your fault. And then they cry at night because they both were using one another. They wanted a handout. A thrill is a handout. Do you know that most people never have and never will find a real reason for living? They will not discover the spiritual life. And the reason they won't discover it, number one, they don't want it. They love their thrills. The Christian reading the Bible and quoting the Bible and yelling at people, and they'll tell you all about the Bible, and the Bible says this is about. It's just a thrill, but they have nothing. They do not have a spiritual life. Nothing spiritual happens. And most people are that way. You must worship God in spirit and in truth. But 99% of people run away from the truth because the thrill feel better than the truth to them. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and in doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job. And then I found you, and I started listening, and I started just being more at peace. And I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father. And it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. Okay, welcome back. You might say, Jesse, I don't cry at night. Yes, you do. You hold back the water by being caught up in your phone, your computer, your food, your alcohol, your drugs, your phony friends, your phony family members. You are caught up with something so that you can hold back the tears. And the moment that something is not there for you to cover up the tears come. You cannot have 1 minute alone. God forbid if you were alone for 1 hour. Anyway, announcements. A couple announcements. Support us on social media. Rumble.com, Jesse Lee Peterson. Cozy.tv/JLP Talk. JLP Talk on X. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Peeled, P-I-L-L-E-D, Peeled.net/Jesse Lee Peterson. Like, follow, subscribe, and support us. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. 35 years. Go to, as it's tax deductible, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/donate, or call 800-411-BOND to make a donation. 800-411-BOND. Tomorrow, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, on the Fallen State, a brand new episode on the Fallen State. I had an amazing discussion with David Silverman. And David is an atheist activist and was formerly the president of the nonprofit organization American Atheists.
Next time on The Fallen State.
I'm an atheist, okay? I live inside reality.
Why are you jealous of religion?
Believers have this peace of mind that I wish I had, man. And you're speaking from a level of supreme ignorance, Jesse.
I'm black and slow.
I'm not answering any more questions until you answer me. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You're lying.
Are you in control of your own life? Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can be a member of the FallenState.tv right there on YouTube as well. Amazing, huh? I want you to, and then I want to play a thing here for you. I want you to know you are lost and you don't know it. You're lost and don't know it. There are people who literally believe that emotions are necessary. Oh, don't hurt my feelings. Don't hurt my emotions. Consider my emotions. Consider how they feel, they say. Protect my thrill. That's what they're telling you. Protect my false self. Don't hurt my false self. Because you're hurting me, they say. There are people who literally believe anger is from God. Jesus was angry, they say. And the reason they're saying it because that's what they've been told. They've been told that. And they go and repeat what they've been told. And then they yell at you if you don't agree with it. And then they go home and cry at night. But they believe Jesus is God because that's what they've been told. I challenge you. Find one person in your circle of friends who have had a real spiritual happening. A real one. Not a fake one, not a repeating somebody else, but a real one. You will not let it happen because you're afraid of truth. You're afraid of God. You don't trust God at all. Zero. Oh, you say you trust, I trust the Lord. And as soon as your little feelings are hurt, your emotions are hurt, you feel those emotions of fear, of doubt, of anger, of jealousy, of revenge, anxiety, stress. You call that life. You call that you. Someone makes you feel something. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You made me feel this way. You are mad. When they are the one mad, but they'll say you're mad. They don't know the anger that they feel is inside of them because they think that they are their anger. And to hate, to be angry, you ain't going to take that away from them. They call that natural because that's what they've been told. When will you know why you're on this earth? When will you have a spiritual happening, an awakening, a true awakening? When? If not now, when? When will you stop calling the false you, you? When will you stop running away from fear and face it? Loneliness and face it. Anxiety and stress and worry, suicidal thoughts and face them. Instead of getting on your phone or trying to hang out with somebody or getting married or something to make yourself feel better. Because you're still going to cry at night. Nothing is happening in most people's lives. Most people. Nothing is happening. And they don't know it. Nothing spiritual is happening. And they don't know it. Isn't that amazing? Over in New York, well, this is from the New York Times. Dozens of pro-Palestine demonstrators flooded into the main library on Columbia University campus on Wednesday afternoon and occupied part of the building in an attempt to rekindle the protest movement that swept campuses last spring. Watch this from X.
Fox News alert, Arab Spring breakers are taking over Columbia again. Over 100 college jihadis stormed into the campus library and tore the place up. After the library insurrection, they called for a global terror uprising.
That's from Jesse Waters, Fox News. Those people are doing what they've been told, and nothing spiritual is happening. At night, they go home and they cry. They even get high to prevent from crying. Like the people read the Word, they read the Bible to try to prevent crying. And nothing spiritual happens. Those people only doing what they've been told. Really. They're chanting what they've been told to chant. That kind of free for fodder, whatever they're saying, that should not be happening in America. When the Americans start putting headrads around their heads and their face and talk about free Palestine, what do we care about Palestine? I don't even know what that is. They're just doing what they've been told. They're no different than a Christian that been told you got to accept Jesus. And you go down to the front of the church and you accept Jesus. You've done what you've been told. Nothing spiritual happens or happened. There's no different than that. The people who are standing around watching the Pope being chosen at the Pope front yard, they're only doing what they've been told. And then they go home and cry at night. Columbia University told the protesters no one can leave unless they show an ID. Watch this.
After holding the library hostage, the radicals demanded Columbia let their people go. But the university had different plans. No one can leave unless you show ID. The rioters weren't thrilled and tried to bum rush their way out.
Let's go. Amazing. Remember how before Trump took away the money from Colombia, they let those people just go into the library anywhere and just destroy it. And they let them go. Because they were getting money from the government. They didn't care. And they do not support America. And now that Trump is taking the money away, Columbia University is like, sorry, folks, you got to show who you are. You got to show ID. Because those people used to get away with it. And don't think that Columbia is your friend, right? They're just doing it because they want the money back. And then they cry at night. Those people like, let us go. Before they were able to go in and out and just be free Palestine. Why y'all over in America talking about free Palestine? Go over there and tell whoever holding y'all down to free you. Here's our friends of the protesters on the outside. They tried to bust them out. Watch this from X.
And on the outside, their buddies tried to bust them out. Watch.
No, you're hurting me!
Police are on the scene and they've already started making arrests.
Amazing. If it was for Donald Trump, that would not be happening. Amazing, huh? When will you be honest with yourself? And overcome the false self, the ego self, and finally start living. not because of what you've been told, but because something spiritually is truly happening in your life. When will you be tired of pretending and then protecting a false life? When? When will you let the false life go and live the real life, the free life, the spiritual life? Fox 5 is reporting at least 75 people were arrested. According to Fox 5, according to the university officials, some of those involved were not students. See, some of them were not even students. And 2 Columbia public safety officers were injured. And at the end of the day, they all went home and cried. Because nothing spiritual happened. What a sad way to live, huh? The whole world is a stage, and everybody's playing a part. When will you take over your life, become an individual, and work on you, and forget about the world? You owe nothing to the world. You owe no one any explanation. When? Or will you continue to cry at night? Go through a whole lifetime and nothing spiritual happens. 888-7753-773. Let me go to the busy phone here. Ryan is a first-time caller out of Iowa. Ryan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Ryan.
So I feel that you're the person or the perfect person to call about this question just because, I mean, you have different opinions on things. So I'm going to get right into it. I basically realized, like, in the last year that I've had a ton of anger towards my parents because of certain things. And I made some decisions, like, about 5 years ago that literally, I feel like it was a lot of my anger is that I feel like they allowed it to happen, right? And it's like an everyday thing. I just cannot stop thinking about it. I do the silent prayer. This week, I actually forgave them. Last night, my dad, and then earlier in the week, my mom. And they both were like, I'm sorry, and did all that. It actually felt good. I slept last night after doing that. But I do the silent prayer and watch my thoughts, but I don't know why, but like it's an all day, everyday thing. Every couple seconds, I just am like, oh, I ruined my life. I regret that. And it's become an obsession, like a total obsession. So how do I finally like put that to bed?
And you say you ruin your life?
I don't think I ruined my life. Just so like years ago, I had like behavioral issues. They would say like I just was getting into trouble and not doing anything I was supposed to do, and they got me on with some doctor who put me on like antidepressants, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was taking them, and then I saw all these articles saying that those can they can mess you up, like I don't know, like emotionally can like mess you up and like stunt your growth and stuff. And I've just been pissed because I feel like, or sorry to curse, I've just been mad because I feel like my dad just let all this feminine energy around me get to me. I was almost like, where were you at to come talk and keep that from happening? But it's become an obsession. I literally think about it all day. And I'm like, why did I do all that stuff? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
And I know I need to get over that, but it's crazy. It's just every other thought every single day from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed.
And how old are you?
I'm 22.
And those thoughts that you're having, are they your thoughts?
No, they're not. And I've been listening to your stuff. I get that. I know they're not mine.
So why do you keep calling them my thoughts?
Right. I think the reason I say that, I shouldn't be calling them my thoughts.
And why do you do it then?
I don't know.
And how will you be free of them if you keep calling them your thoughts, which is causing you to identify with them? How will you be free of them if you continue to identify with them?
Right.
No,
I know. I don't know.
That was a question.
I know the question. I know. I get that. It's not my thoughts. I guess I don't know why I'm having such a hard time trying to understand this.
But what is difficult about understanding those are not your thoughts? Stop calling them your thought. What's difficult about that?
I guess that's not very difficult. I guess part of the day I can be like, I'm good with that. I can see it and say that's not me. That's not me. And I don't know if it's just a weakness or whatever. Eventually, I just start to go, what am I talking about? Like, it is me. I made that decision. But like those thoughts that.
And who is saying? Who is telling you that? Oh, what am I talking about? That is me. I made that decision. You have never made one decision in your whole life. How can you make a decision?
So who am I then?
How can you make a decision?
I don't even know.
So then why you say you made that decision? Why am I saying that? That was me. I made that decision. You don't know how you make decisions, so why do you say you made that decision in the past?
Then if that's the case, then who am I at all? Like, who are we at all?
That's the question. You need to know who you're not, and then you'll know who you are. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. All emotions are evil. Zero emotion. You were not created to be an emotional person. They're all evil. They're not you, and you're not your body. And when you stop calling those things you because you've identified with, it's going to be a long, hard process because you're so identified with them. And whenever they want to control you, they just give you another thought. And because you don't catch the thought, you get the feeling. And the feeling confirms the thought. And now you're feeling all this stuff. You're like, that's me. I'm so lonely. I'm so afraid. I'm so this and I'm so that. You start calling it you because now you feel the pain and you believe it's you.
Right.
When were you?
Dang, okay.
What?
So I just need to keep watching the thoughts and just don't identify with them at all.
Absolutely. Because you, the real Ryan, have never done anything wrong in your whole life. So you've been on this earth, you have never done wrong. Hold on a minute. Can you hold?
Gotcha.
Okay, let me take a break. Hate news, not the fake news. And 2 more hours to go. Bible Thumper Thursday. I'll be back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
It's a whole lot of mess going on in the world, is it not? It so is. these actors, so-called actors, protesting and boycotting their own show. they're boycotting, but they're not the customer. Doesn't make sense. It's more of a strike. They're striking, and because they hate Trump, hate-filled people, and immigration. These so-called judges are trying to stop Trump from executing the law. That's what he's supposed to do. The executive branch executes the law. And these judges judging like he's not supposed to do it. And then these Republicans can't figure out what to do with Medicaid. These poor people are going to lose their government-funded so-called health insurance mess. Rhinos. This is the end of hour 1 already. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, May 8th, AD 2025. The lines are full, but you can still call in every so often. You'll get a busy signal if it's busy, if the lines are full, but a line may open up, okay? And also you can call in every so often, and as you hear JLP wrap up with a caller for a chance to get on hold, to get on air with JLP, and have faith you can get through. In the meantime, it is Hake News, not fake news. JLP will be right back to your calls, more great stories, and we'll get to your super chats. There's a ton of them. Appreciate it. Call Me Nonsense Network CNN reports some cast members from the touring production of, how do you pronounce this? Les Miserables, I guess. Les Miserables. Sorry. Les Mis will not appear in the show next month at the Kennedy Performing Arts Center. Kennedy Performing Arts Center is where they took away some of the pro-LGBT agenda. They're no longer promoting that so badly. I guess it's in like D.C. At least 10 to 12 members of the cast and ensemble reportedly decided to boycott the performance the night that Trump will be in the audience, our greatest president. The move highlights the friction between the so-called arts community, bunch of liberal commies, shout out, and the Trump administration that was sparked in February when 18 Kennedy Center board members were purged from the D.C.-based performing arts complex, only to be replaced by allies of, only this is a good kind of ally perhaps, of our greatest President Trump. Nice. And immigration, better known as invasion, the judicial branch continued to hammer the Trump administration over their righteous immigration actions, the executive branches, particularly when it comes to so-called due process, which all of a sudden they're throwing around like it applies to illegal aliens who need to be deported expeditiously. On Wednesday, a federal so-called judge concluded that deporting migrants, illegals, to Libya or Saudi Arabia would violate his previous order. So self-important, huh? His previous order had barred sending illegals to countries other than their own, makes no sense, without providing written notice and an opportunity to contest ahead of time. You got to figure it out. You're getting out of here. You don't belong here. In Minnesota, a federal district court judge ordered the release of an international student who entered the United States on a supposedly valid F-1 visa and was arrested in March after that visa was revoked. Rightly. Mohammed Hoque, or Hokua, H-O-Q-U-E, a Bangladeshi national, argued that he was targeted for his political speech and not for any immigration violations or criminal activity. A federal appeals court also upheld a lower court's decision to transfer Rümeysa Öztürk, a Turkish, pardon me, Turks, I don't know how to pronounce your names, a Turkish national and PhD student at Tufts University from a Louisiana immigration detention center back to custody in Vermont. In an opinion released Wednesday, the three-judge panel said the United States had failed to prove they would suffer harm over that transfer. Evil judges forcing America to waste money. And the House Republican Conference is fractured over the Medicaid stuff, and they don't know what to do because they're soft people. I'm James Hake. Now back to the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Hour 2.
have to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, why should anything upset you at all? Why should anything upset you at all? Why? What the? You can podcast the show, but you can also listen if you got to be moving about and you can't sit and just watch it. You can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. We're going to get you your Super Chats. It's Thursday. Every Thursday is Bible Bumper Thursday.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
God! Turn around and look at these people. What from the Lord?
From the
I got
Lord.
what I wanted from the Lord. I'll go back to Washington. Oh, yes, I will. I'm a Southern Baptist. They don't believe in tongues.
I'm a
But
Southern
God
Baptist.
said, I want it.
And then they go home and they cry at night. They go home and they cry at night. Amazing, huh? I do lots of counseling during the week by phone, Skype, or walk-in, family and individual counseling around the world. If you want counseling, go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. All right? And I've said this over and over again, and I understand that because nothing spiritual really happens in your life, you don't really believe it when you hear really good advice. Men, listen up. All men. Every man, all men. Listen up. I heard probably one of the most, I'm using these words for communication purposes, consciously using these words, saddest stories I've ever heard in 35 years of doing what I do. I've said over and over and over to men, do not follow a woman. Don't follow your wife. Don't follow your girlfriend. Don't follow your woman. And this particular person heard me say that over the years. They've heard me say that. And they've said they never would do it. And they ended up doing it. They followed a woman to a different town. Where things was fine, where they were. They never anticipated or thought about relocating. Things were just fine. And then he moved in with this woman. They started a quote-unquote relationship. And she seemed so nice and so one with him. And over a period of time, she started saying things to him and convinced him, but made him think it was his idea. He literally thought it was his idea. And he moved. He moved away to where she wanted to go, not realizing that she had convinced him, but made him think it was his idea. He moved, gave up all he had, moved to a new location. And once he did it, for a while things seemed fine, and then all hell broke loose. He realized he should have never done that. And he realized for the first time that it was never his idea, but she made him believe it was his idea in the way that she presented the story to him. Kind of gradually over and over and over until she finally convinced him. And he finally realized he had followed the woman. And as Christ said, God said, because you listen to the woman, you will suffer. And now he's suffering. And then he's crying. He could not believe that his girlfriend, they're not even married yet, but his girlfriend, who pretended to be all one with him, just in agreement, supportive, right on, I love you, you're the man. Just playing that role while at the same time convinced him and made him believe. And I don't blame her, but made him believe it was his idea. And when he moved, that's when reality hit him. Nothing spiritual happened. He was told. What a sad way to live. I want to go back to, so men, do what you want, but you better be trying to pay attention to what's happening inside of you. Let me go back to Ryan, our first-time caller out of Iowa, and Ryan had regrets. Ryan, I told you just before the break that you have never done anything wrong in your whole life. What do you think about that?
It's a very interesting take, and I've never heard anybody say that before. That's partly why I'm calling, to hear something different. I have a buddy who's like you would call him a Bible thumper. He like got totally into it. He's just all about the word. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but he's always like, I'll talk to him about it, and he's always saying, just read. I read, but it never fully hits like he thinks it's going to. But I want to know your opinion on this. He always tells me, don't worry about everything that's happened. Like, God allowed it to happen. Like, it's supposed to happen. It's part of what's supposed to happen. And that, in a way, kind of makes me feel better about it. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Nothing has happened to you that was supposed to happen. Zero.
Really?
Nope. It only happened because you were blind. I
felt blind. I feel still kind of blind. But
the fact that you regret means that you're blind. What do you have to regret when you've never done anything wrong?
I don't know.
And who told you that you have regrets?
Just my thoughts, which isn't me. So I guess who is that then? The devil, you're saying?
It's not you. And so the thoughts told you. Who were the who were they talking to?
I don't know, Jesse. I'm trying to figure this out.
You said my thought told me I have regrets.
Right.
Who were the thoughts that were talking to whom?
I don't know. So how do I find out who any of this? What's even good? Is any of this even real? Like, what's going on?
You find out who you are by finding out who you're not.
Okay. I just hope it's. Yeah, I guess it's a process. Just figuring it out.
You figure it out by not trying to figure it out. Just become aware of who you're not. You're not your thoughts, good or bad. Because no such thing as a good one, but good or bad. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. And you have never done anything wrong. You're not guilty of anything.
Well, that makes me feel a little better for not ruining my life, I guess. So how do I make decisions?
Had you never listened to thoughts, would you have done the things that you've done?
No.
So if you would not have done it, why don't that tell you that it wasn't you, but it was a thought deceiving you?
That's a good point.
No, that was a good question.
You always get me with that. Oh, but shoot, I guess you're right. Just I didn't do any of that. I listened to whatever those thoughts. I don't even know what they are.
What would happen if you never listened to a thought again?
That's a good question, because when I have to go to my job or go to classes, like I feel like I have to be thinking a little bit, like I got to get my car fixed, I guess you call those practical thoughts. But if I just never listen to that, I feel like I would just lay on the couch all day and just not do anything.
Practical thoughts are given to you by God. You got to get your car fixed, but you don't live by them. Once the car is done, you find about it. You don't have to think about the car anymore, right?
Right.
But yet you have regret about things that have happened already, but it's not even happening now in your life.
Yeah.
So here's what I recommend. Do what you want. Do the silent prayer and never, ever again listen to psychological thoughts.
Okay. Oh, quick question about the silent prayer.
Yeah.
When I'm doing the silent prayer and I watched your video about it, I don't need to like consciously try to relax, right? That's not it.
No, you sit up in a chair until you can do it without falling asleep. And you relax, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just relax. And then when you're relaxed, become aware of the movie that's playing in the center of your forehead. That's what thoughts are. And just watch the movie. That's all you have to do. And don't get in the movie. Don't call the movie you. And don't just watch the movie and let the movie play, and you watch it and do nothing about it.
Okay.
And don't call it you.
Do you believe in heaven and hell? Is that real?
Hell, you're in hell right now.
It feels like it.
Emotions.
It really does.
Anyone that has emotions, anyone that protect emotions, anyone that call emotions, they're in hell. That's what hell is. Hell is anxiety and stress and worry, looking for love and this and that. That's hell. So yeah, there is a hell, and it's inside of you.
And is there a heaven? Just that's the opposite.
There is a heaven, and the heaven is inside of you too. But you have not returned to heaven yet because you love hell.
Ooh. I don't know if I love it. I feel like I hate it.
But you can't.
I feel like I really hate it.
You cannot hate it or love it.
Okay.
You're not supposed to hate hell. You're supposed to just see that you're in hell, and seeing that you're in hell, it would disappear. But if you hate it, you're gonna give it life. You're going to live there. You're going to stay there because you identify with it by saying, I hate hell.
That's deep. Wow. I knew you were the person to call about this. Nobody else gives it. Nobody would say any of this. They would just be, everybody else is just like, just get over it. Just read this Bible verse, blah, 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 blah. But I guess it's a lot deeper than that. I just gotta relax, just not.
You got to
associate
become
with
aware of those thoughts and not call them you. Otherwise, you will cry at night.
Oh, I know. I feel like it. I feel like a beta. I feel like a big beta.
So before I run, one quick question.
Okay.
What would happen if you let go of? Do you have morals?
I don't know. I don't know if I do.
Why do you don't know if you have morals or not?
I mean, I would like to think I would. Like, I don't go around killing people and doing that. Did I tell you that morals?
So you have more values?
I think so. I mean, I
Why are you
feel
not
like,
sure?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure of anything. I don't know what's going on.
I understand.
But if I were to say yes or no, I would like to think yes.
And why would you like to think yes?
I think because if I guess I see people just doing insane things, and I guess comparing myself to that, and going, oh, I'm a little morally better than that.
Have you ever been able to live up to any of your moral values?
I don't think so, to be honest.
So what will happen if you drop all of them? Have no more values at all? What will happen?
I'd have to see. I'm not sure. Maybe I'd feel a little more peace, I guess, if I just stop trying to figure out everything all the time.
Drop all of your moral values. Drop them all.
And you don't think I'm going to run around doing crazy stuff?
You're already doing that with your moral values.
True. Dang. I just got to let go.
Just if you notice, all your life you've been having these moral values that your parents told you about, your teachers told you about, the preachers told you about, but you have not been living up to any of them. You've been doing crazy things with the moral values. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
And if you notice, everybody around you, the preachers, the Christians, the parents, the teachers, the experts, everybody, they're supposed to have more values, but they're all doing crazy things.
You're right. They are.
Drop the moral values, and then the crazy things will stop, will end.
Okay.
Because you're never going to live up to what you've been taught. You've been taught wrong. It just feels good for people to say they have more values. That's not reality. It's a thrill to say that they have it. It's the same thrill that people get when they say, oh, I'm a patriot. All of a sudden they feel like a true American because now the person or people they said that to see them as a true American, and the thrill is there, and then they go home at night and they cry.
Okay. Can I ask you one quick last question, then I'll let everybody else get it?
Yes.
What age were you when you started to turn stuff around and
38.
get some peace?
38.
38?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have to wait that long. It sounds like
Yeah,
you're working on it right now.
Yeah, I can't wait till that. I gotta get this stuff figured out. It's been a mess.
Do the silent prayer and watch the false self. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. None of your emotions. You're not your body. So stop calling it you, and then it will disappear. Drop the anger. There's never, ever never a reason to be angry. Drop the anger, and hell will disappear, and heaven will appear.
And now that I forgave both of my parents very recently, do you think that it'll become now? It's like you have to do that first to then drop all this stuff.
In order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, real life, you must go and forgive your mother and your father. Absolutely. And now that you've done it, and the spirit of evil is going to tell you, oh, you need to go back again. You didn't really do it right. Oh, you still get mad when you see them or whatever, right? Don't believe that. It's lying to you. You don't need to go back and do it anymore, but just don't call the spirit of anger you. Don't say, I'm mad. I'm this and I'm that. It's not you at all.
Gotcha. I'll do that.
I wish you well, man.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. It's awesome. You're a very interesting person.
You stay with us, stay with it, all right?
Yeah, sir.
All right, buddy.
Have a good one.
You too. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go into Matt out of Australia. Matt, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Mitt. I'm sorry, Mitt from Australia.
Hey, Jesse, let me take you off speaker, mate.
Okay.
I listened to my last call about a month ago when you told me to keep with. I've been doing so well with the silent prayer, by the way, and the audio was so bad. I think it was on Black Friday. Is this better audio? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're very clear now.
Okay, cool. I'm actually right now in hospital. I've just had a back operation, and I woke up from back surgery about three hours ago, and I literally stay up every night till 11 o'clock. Well, it used to be 12 o'clock, but now we've got daylight savings. I don't understand the daylight savings. But anyway, 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock now, and I stay up every night to listen to your show. I love what you do. I love everything about you. And I see you trying to unite the races. It's not just about all blacks. About it. There's an amazing. I know you know some amazing black people. You're an amazing black person. So it's about uniting the races. And I've been doing my silent prayer, and what I've found is that from it was really interesting what the comment you made, because I was just about to say that when I do my silent prayer, the blacks of my eyes have turned into, there's like a white light that saturates the blacks of my eyes.
Yeah.
So when I do my silent prayer, I sit there, I lay down, or I sit there, and the blacks or the black, it's like a black versus white battle, and like beings in rows appear. They're not clear, but they're like ethereal beings, and it's almost like a cartoon show. When I close my eyes and I look at the light on the back of my eyes, I'm not looking into a light. I could be in a dark room and close my eyes and still have the same effect. And it's like looking at a movie, but that's not going to be the same for everyone, because not everyone does things to their serotonin like I have. But I'm not going to mention Ugdre's on your. Let me just press a button real quick. Ugdre's on your live. That was just an alarm going off. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say I love you, Jesse. The silent prayer has been helping me so much. I called you a Windowpane brother the other day on Hake's show, and he explained to me that that's not what it's about, but that's totally cool. That's something I like very much. But that's, you've suffered, not suffered. You have gone through ego death, and I see it, and I listen to it, and I love it. And literally, there is not a night. If I sometimes fall asleep, but I try and stay up every single. You see me in the comments tonight. I try and stay up every single night to listen to your show. So I just wanted to say thank you, and the silent prayer has been helping me. And send me some good energy from over there, because my back is killing me. They just had to do a decompression on my L4-5. Well, yeah, I lost feeling in the whole bottom of half of my body, but it's better now. It's better now, and I'm all better.
Well, I wish you well with your beta back, man. I wish you well. And I only...
with my beta back. I love you, Jesse. Beta. Alpha, beta.
I only did Windowpane one time, and I was like in my early 20s. I was out with some friends at a party, and they
That's what I've heard so far.
Yeah.
And then you took it, and then you went outside and you saw frogs or something.
Yeah, they had these fake frogs in the yard. They were white. What do you call those things?
Lawn ornaments.
You called them your lawn ornaments.
Right. And they start moving. I'm like, what? And then I felt so good. I'm like, this is not real. I'm never doing this again. And I never did it again, because I knew it was not real.
Wow. I was so sure that was the reason that you had gone through ego death, but you know that you never assume. That just shows that you never assume anything in this life.
Never assume.
Yeah, exactly. And what you say relates to me so much. I'll let you go. There's alarms going off and everything.
All right,
in this
buddy.
room. I just wanted to say thank you, and I love you, Jesse, and I listen to you every single night from Australia.
Right
Love
on.
from Australia, mate.
I love you too, and get well soon.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy.
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Bye.
All right. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Super chat. Super.
Danny bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads. James, your singing was bang on, mate. Roger Daltrey would be proud.
Nice.
Maybe just a few more singing lessons from Nick after the show to hone in your vocals. Thanks, man.
Right on. Amazing. Thank you.
Shout out to Danny. And shout out to the top contributors on the D Live crew yesterday. Games for Rec 555-555-565, Wolf 336, and the rest of the supporters as always, as well as the Rumble crew and the monthly supporters over on buymeacoffee.com.
Right on.
/JLP Talk.
Thank y'all. Amazing. I appreciate it.
Anthony on Cash App. All for military parade. Want to see some jets fly over.
That's going to be so nice. The president is doing that. A military parade. I haven't seen one of those in America in so long. I forgot about them. That's going to be amazing. Right on. Thank you.
And Anthony says, this is the place. Bible Thumping Thursday.
Bible Thumper Thursday. Amazing. Thank you.
And on buymeacoffee.com /JLP Talk, Lori. Hi, Jesse. My biblical question answer.
Why should anything upset you at all?
There's never a reason to be upset. I know that intellectually. However, I notice my thoughts try to upset me by getting annoyed with my husband about things I don't even care about.
Yep.
Thoughts upset me also. When I was watching a TV show I was going to watch with my mother, and she's dead now, the more I watch thoughts, I see they do lose their power and disappear. Thank you, Jesse.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Hey, if your parents should die, God forbid, and they cremate them, would you take their ashes and put it on your shelf?
I don't think so. It seems disturbing.
I know I have a friend who have done that with one family member. They put the ashes in
a vase.
Ashes thing, yeah,
or an urn,
and they put it on the shelf. Now they have their father expired. They're gonna put the ashes right next to the other one. Joel said, "My aunt was on my shelf." That seems so morbid.
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking of.
It seems like every time you walk in your living room, you're walking into a graveyard.
Yeah.
Why would anyone, Joel, why did you put the ashes of your aunt on your shelf? Who want to be reminded of that every time? Grandma, that grandma over there on the ground. When I live back home, he did it while he was living at home. It wasn't him. Thank you, Joel. He black. But you would never do that?
I mean, I would hope not.
I would.
Because like you said, that's loving death.
It is. And I told this person, I said, look, ashes is what the bodies are made from. It's not even the person. When that person left the body turned back to dirt. It's not even the person. So you don't even have the person on your shelf. What a mess, huh?
It is.
The things that make the ego slow. Thank you.
Robin bought 3 coffees. Not Robin. Jesse's version of Satisfaction on yesterday's show was so purty, I got up and smacked my mama. That was an interesting rendition.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
3 coffee from Gregatron. Jesse, we have a big problem. Help. Okay, so Friday is Black Friday, correct?
Yes.
So what happens when it's Friday during July? Does that mean we're going to have a Black Friday during White History Month? How's this going to work? Explain yourself.
There's trouble in the land. I'm going to have to work that out. That's a good question. I had not thought that far ahead.
Oh, well.
Thank you.
We'll read the rest later, guys. Thank y'all.
Let me take a quick break. Back to your calls and your super chats. Thank you all. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. And he has a guest today. Ooh, it's going to be fire and brimstone. Who are you having?
Dylan Burns is back on the Hake Report.
And
he's been on the Fallen State before.
Right.
And he has hosted Hake on the Hippy Dippy Roundtable multiple times.
Nice.
And I've hosted him on my show. Callers call in and attack because he's liberal and young.
Dylan Burns.
He's been spending a lot of time in Ukraine, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Documenting what's going on. It's crazy.
Oh, nice. Dylan Burns on the Hake Report at 9 a.m. from 9 to 11 today. Get ready. It's going to be a bumpy ride. And then Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. 12 noon Pacific time. All right? You don't want to miss Energy Everywhere at 12 noon. Let me go back to the phone, and then I'll get back to some super chats and other sound bites I want to play for you. Let me talk to Mike out of New Jersey. He's been waiting a while. Mike, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir.
Amazing show. My question was about me, like having conversations with myself and how crazy that is. What your sort of perspective was on it, even though you kind of really answered my question. And when you mentioned earlier this morning that, you know, most of us go through life not knowing what our real purpose is, you know, and that really hit. That was like a punch in the stomach this morning, but it, you know, made my question seem pale in comparison to what you speak on.
And so you want to know, is it crazy to talk to yourself?
Yes, sir.
And so who is talking to whom?
Oh man, I have no idea. I thought I was sort of trying to make sense of whether it be ideas or even practical thinking. Sometimes just trying to gather information to make the best decision on something. So in my mind, I'm talking to me, to Mike.
So you are talking to Mike. So there are two people inside of you?
I don't think so. I mean, there's probably more than one thing going on inside of me, you know, all these spirits. But, you know, I believe there's just one me.
So if there are one you, how are you talking to you?
That's an amazing question. I don't even know. that's something I probably got to smoke on.
And who is telling you that you are talking to you?
I don't know. There must be a third person in there too, apparently.
Well, I can honestly tell you, and without a doubt, most people have more than one spirit in them. They have a whole bunch of different identities inside of them. But they're spirits, they're evil spirits, and it's not them. There is no you, Mike. And that's what crazy people do. They walk around talking to themselves. But they're not really talking to themselves.
Who are they talking to?
No one. Is demons talking to demons.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That really helps.
What I would suggest that you give it a try, you'll find out for yourself. The next time the so-called you is talking to you, don't respond. Yes. Just hear the voice, watch the voice and the feeling, but don't respond to it and see what happens. Don't call it you. Don't overreact and see what happens.
Just like let the conversation happen, but like don't partake in it, kind of like?
Right.
All right, I'll try it.
It sounds like it's difficult for you.
It does, because I don't know. I guess like when I'm trying to like bring myself back to the present, or like when I'm aware of like, you know, a thought being a lie, I become aware of it, and then I don't want to say like, I don't think it's proper for me to say to the thought like, hey, this isn't me, you know, like not today, Satan, you know, something along those lines. Because then it seems like I'm still giving it life, right? Even if I just say that's not me, because then I'm just talking again, or the thought is trying to convince me in some way.
But you can quietly say, I see it, but I know it's not me. Quietly say it so that you can stop identifying with it, and eventually you won't have to say it, because when you stop calling it you, you will disassociate with it, and then it will disappear.
Right. I guess I just don't know like the length of time that I should be like sitting there, like
doing the silent prayer.
I feel, well, no, that
when you say you don't know the length of time you should sit there, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like when a thought comes, right, and it's like a deep, heavy thought that like might really get me like worked up and maybe even anxious about something, and then I realize it's not me. How long do I sit there and just, you know, I guess just watch the thought or just be aware of it?
Yeah, you get up and go about your day. You live with those thoughts and feelings. You go to work with them. You go to bed with them. You drive with them, but you just don't call them you. And then the Father, God, the truth, God, He's trying to take those demons away from you. And you let Him do it by seeing them, but doing nothing about it. Don't call it you. Don't fight with it. You leave it there and let Him take care of it, and He will. You go about your day, you go to work, you do everything you do during the day, but don't do anything about those thoughts and feelings that you're having, the fear one, the lonely one, the doubtful one, the angry ones, the anxiety ones. Do nothing about them. Just don't call them you, and I promise you, they will be taken away from you. They don't want to leave your body, so they want you to think that is you and react to them so they can stay alive inside of you.
Right. 100%. Well, I'm going to practice on that. You know, I'm going to start right now.
Do you cry at night?
Like you said too earlier, you know, like the reason why it's all held back is because I'll pick up the phone, watch a video, you know, go, you know, try to distract myself rather than sort of sitting in it or being still and living in it and watching it. You know, I find a distraction.
So you
Go cook
find
something,
that
go eat
distraction.
something.
Yeah, you find that distraction so you don't cry. But as soon as you get rid of the distraction, you want to cry.
Yeah, I go back to feeling lonely and
Yeah.
and you know, everything, anything you can imagine. You know, because it's all over the place.
Every human being on this side of heaven feel the same thing, except for those who started to, the men and women who are working on themselves, they're starting to see that now, and the tears are starting to dry up. But most human beings don't see it because they have identified with it, and they're doing what they've been told, and as a result of just doing what they've been told, they never have anything spiritually happening in their lives. They never have anything. It's all a thrill.
Right. And I agree. You know, because it's always like we're trying to control it ourselves. I'm trying to control everything myself. I don't allow God to do
Right.
His work. I allow Him in, and I'm always trying to maintain control of everything.
But I promise you, when you stop controlling it, it will leave you because you're not reacting to it. You're not trying to do anything about it. You are not playing God.
Right. Right. Wow. My mind is blown here. What an amazing show, man, today. And every day, of course, man. I love you so much, Destiny, man. I don't want to hold you up. I know you got other callers. And I really appreciate you taking the time with me.
One quick question. Are you a moral man?
Boy, I think so. But again, like you said today, like I've been taught wrong. Even in school, I went to Catholic school and I felt like I was raised right and I was put in a proper place or a better position than others to know the difference between right and wrong and to make the decisions on my own. I think I'm more moral now that since I found you and I've learned a lot about myself. But I don't know. I'd say yes, I am. I would say yes.
And why haven't you been, all of your little Catholic upbringing, the Pope laying hands on you, why haven't you been able to live up to your morality?
I guess, you know, and believe in the lie and trying to take back control and be in control of my own life and not allow God in. And I turn back on God at a certain point, you know, from science, being taught science in school and believing that how the earth was created rather than God creating it. And,
are you on a Bluetooth?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm driving.
Oh, okay. Let me ask this, then I run. What would happen if you dropped all of your moralities? If you just stopped being moral, what would happen?
If I stopped being moral, I would stop judging everyone, and I would stop probably judging myself all the time.
So why don't you stop being moral?
I know. You're right.
No, that was a question.
I will. I will. I'm gonna be more aware of it, and I'm gonna drop these stupid morals, and I want to stop playing God, and I just want to be at peace.
There's not one person on earth who is moral based on what they've been raised to be. Not one. It's only when they drop all their morals and values they become moral. And morality is nothing like what you can imagine. You cannot learn to be moral. That's wrong teaching. You do not know right, you do not know wrong. But when you stop thinking that you know, then you will know.
Wow. Yeah, I've got to unlearn.
Yes.
Everything. Yes, sir.
So work on yourself by watching those thoughts and feelings, and you'll be fine.
I will, sir. I will continue.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you, Mike.
Thank you, Jesse. Love you, man. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Take care now. 888-7753-773. Let me just go to Bill, who's been waiting a long time out of Michigan. Hey, Bill, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Bill.
All is well.
Don't mess with Bill. No, 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 no. Don't mess with Bill. Leave Billy alone. Don't mess.
Jesse, I have a good story. I used the N-word at the park the other day. And the N-word was nasty. These children came to the park that I was at with my daughter, Grace. And they were nasty. They were nasty children. So I said to my daughter, Grace, you must leave the playscape. Some nasty children have arrived. And what do you think the little nasty girl that overheard me say that do?
What?
She ran to her nasty mother and told her nasty mother that she overheard me call the children nasty. Now, I did not call the children nasty. I said to my daughter, nasty children were around. So as we were leaving the playscape, the nasty mother got out of her car and verbally attacked me.
Wow.
Yes. And I told my daughter, get in the car, sweetheart. And as I rolled my window down as we drove away, I said to the mother, the fruit does not fall far from the tree. And the mother's other friend, an adult woman, threw a glass bottle at me.
Whoa!
A huge glass bottle that went right through my driver's window, and I ducked and almost hit me. And I said to my daughter Grace, Grace, do you see how nasty children have nasty parents?
Yep.
And have nasty friends?
Yep.
And it was beautiful because my daughter could see how Daddy did not overreact. Daddy did not get angry. And Daddy just walked away from the nastiness.
Right on.
And I told my daughter.
Amazing story, Bill.
Yeah, I told my daughter, I said, sweetheart, that is why I am here to protect you from all. And she totally saw the truth in why I am there to protect her.
That's right. How old is she?
It was 7.
Nice. What a lesson to be learning from the father at 7, huh?
Oh, it's always a beautiful, and Jesse, all this comes from me listening to you, me forgiving my parents, and me overcoming all.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Did they break the window?
No, if my window wasn't open, it would have. But thank God the window was. It would have hit me in the head if I didn't duck.
Whoa!
She hit me in my arm, and it did bruise it. But it was all a beautiful experience.
Absolutely. That is an amazing. Don't mess with Bill. That is an amazing story, Bill.
And my daughter said, Grace, she said, Daddy, why'd you have to use the word nasty? I said, did you want me to say evil and wicked?
Because that's what it was. What the?
That's exactly what it was. So we cannot use the N-word.
Right. But, but we can use the nasty word.
No, not even that one.
So, Bill, were these black women?
Of course, Jesse.
Yeah. It sounds
and
black.
You know my daughter is mixed.
Right.
So it's beautiful that she can see the out-of-controlness in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially having her father explain it and be an example of how to deal with it.
100%.
Bill, that is an amazing story, man.
Well, thank you, Jesse, and I thank you for everything you do and all your crew do for all of us in the world.
Right on. Thank you, Bill, and thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
Oh, you got it, brother.
All
Have
right,
a nice day.
Amazing, sir. Say hi to Grace Mercy for me.
Oh, you know it. She loves you.
Yeah, I
All
love
right,
her
bye-bye.
too. Right on. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Amazing, sir. Super chat. That's amazing.
Drew,
Black people are a mess.
Indeed, they are.
Black people love to fight. The thrill of fighting is better than being with God to them.
It didn't even enter my mind that they were black.
It did not? That's the only thing I can think of. I don't see no white women doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, Drew bought 3 coffees. A shy child is completely living from the imagination and constant thoughts.
Yes. And being a shy child is an evil child. They're angry. They're falling away from love. They become like their mothers. They have fear. Really, it is evil. Shyness is not attractive. Attractiveness. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. The 33 years Jesus lived, I realized he lived the life we're supposed to live. So during those 33 years he was alive, I'm 28. I just woke up. Even though he died at 33, he's been alive longer than any of us.
Amazing. And he's still alive.
Nice.
I thought I saw Jesus, and he is alive. You heard that song?
We have a lot to get through.
Amazing.
Mike Young bought a coffee.
Your mama. Babe.
Whatever. Hey, Jesse and James Hake, I apologize if I sound like a beggar, but can you guys please help me understand why do the left and rhinos hate Trump so much? Because I don't believe he hasn't done anything to them personally, because it seems personal to the haters of Trump. Thanks again, Mike Young. Love you guys. Wisdom and knowledge.
They hate the light in it, Mike. The darkness in them hate the light in Trump. And that's what's going to happen to you. When you're waking up, the darkness in other people will hate the light in you. But you won't be thinking about, oh, I got the light in me and somebody hates the light in me. It won't be your thinking at all. But they're going to see something different, which is the light, and they're going to hate you for it. Your own parents, especially your mama, your friends, your mom, your brother, your sisters. It's the same thing. They see the light in Trump, and they hate the light. Amazing. Thank you.
Coffee Talk with Sandra over on pilled.net/Jesse Lee Peterson gifted the cookie. I cracked.
I know. Cookie. What the? Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Aaron G., where do non-practical questions come from? Non-practical questions. Where do they come from?
Non-practical?
Yeah.
Straight out of evil. Straight out of hell. Amazing.
Ohio Kimmy gifted the cookie.
Cookie.
Over on pilled.net. Thank you, Ohio Kimmy. Steven Santiago gifted a sticker, lemon dancing, celebrating.
Thank you. Amazing.
Santino, Jesse, can you be considered mature if you don't take accountability?
I don't quite understand the question. You
Something
understand?
to think about, Santino.
Yeah. Thank you, Santino. Interesting question. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't understand it. If you can make it a little clearer, you can call me or whatever. I appreciate it.
We'll read the rest later, guys. Thank you.
Let me take a quick break. 1 more hour to go. I'm coming back to the phones. It's Bible Thumper Thursday. I'll be back in a moment. Check out Punchy's Coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchy Coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality. Specialty grade beans. Good. Every dime goes back to Bar, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchy has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/stores, and get Punchy's Coffee.
There's a new Surgeon General pick by Trump. First, he picked a woman, and now he's picked a different woman for Surgeon General. And Tyree Nichols, that is, those cops, 3 of those cops, were found not guilty in all of the state charges. They're the ones, mostly black, maybe all black cops, in, I forget where, Memphis or somewhere, beat Tyree Nichols, a 30-year-old black guy who was all squirrely, running away. He was tased and stuff like that. And he died after being beaten like crazy, beaten basically to death. They were found guilty on federal charges last year, but not guilty on any of the state charges. And Jennifer Aniston, there was a gate crasher. He's charged with like stalking and vandalism because he crashed into her gate up in Bel Air. I mentioned that briefly the other day. And there are measles cases, over 1,000 in the United States, mostly from, New Mexico, Texas, wherever that stuff is going on. And Jerome Powell seems like he's talking big, like, oh, I never asked for a meeting with our greatest president, Trump, right? Anyway, this is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, May 8th, AD 2025. The lines are full. JLP will be right back to your calls. But it is hake news, not fake news. The House Republican Conference, whatever that means, is reportedly fractured, according to CNN. And the battle lines becoming more pronounced. One of the biggest sticking points, Medicaid and the related children's health insurance program. Nearly 80 million children, senior citizens, people with disabilities, parents, and adults without dependents rely on for critical care. Speaker Mike Johnson wants to pass quickly Trump's big, beautiful bill of tax and spending cuts, preferably before Memorial Day, which is, I believe, the end of this month, right? The end of May. But members of his party can't seem to reach a consensus how much to cut. GOP hardliners want to slash Medicaid spending. While more moderate Republicans, read rhinos probably, right? Maybe. They refuse to back any changes that could hurt Americans who rely on the program. I don't want to be mean, Representative Andrew Garbarino stated, a Republican from New York, of course, swing district, talking to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. And I think any time it looks like we're actually hurting people, that's going to PO. He said piss off. Terrible. Watch your language, man. The American population, if you tick them off, he didn't say tick, they're probably not going to vote for you. What a sucker rhino lame-o, right? Anyway, the Surgeon General, I don't know what the right thing is for that, but we need to get rid of all this welfare. The White House announced yesterday they had pulled the nomination of Dr. Jeanette Nashewat to be Surgeon General. The news came one day before Nashewat's, pardon my butchering of her name if I'm doing that, Senate confirmation hearing was supposed to begin. Nashewat, that's Jeanette, a family physician, former Fox News contributor and sister-in-law of UN Ambassador Mike Waltz, has been replaced by Dr. Casey Means, another woman. Means graduated from Stanford University of Medicine, but she dropped out during her residency. An author, wellness influencer. Nice. We need those. And the sister of White House Health Advisor Casey Means is now a holistic medicine doctor. Nice. Whose medical license has been inactive since 2024. That's not that long. Anyway, it took the jury just 8.5 hours to find 3 former Memphis officers black not guilty on all state charges in the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols. In 2023, Tyree was a 29-year-old black male. He fled the traffic stop after he was yanked out of his car, pepper sprayed and hit with a taser. 5 officers, black, caught up with him, punched, kicked, and hit him with a police baton while trying to handcuff him. What a mess. Video showed them talking and laughing while he struggled with his injuries. He died 3 days later. And the disgusting ambulance chasing so-called civil rights liar, Ben Crump, representing the Nichols so-called family, expressed outrage. A miscarriage of justice, devastating. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. Hour 3.
have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show. What the? You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888. 77 Jesse. And my biblical question, amazing question. Why should anything upset you at all? Why should anything upset you at all? Why? If you're running around, no matter what you're doing, taking your children to a public school because you want the thrill of being at work, you don't love the children. You love your ego more than the children, so you send them off. You send them off to a public violence school. They get beat up on the bus. They get beat up at school, but you don't care because you want your thrill from the world, thinking that you're being productive. Whatever. You could be listening to the show no matter what you're doing. You can podcast, and then when you come back from the PTA meeting, yelling at the PTA people, pretending that you care about your children because they didn't tell you your child was a boy and you thought it was a girl. So you go to the PTA meeting, you yell, and pretend like you are a concerned mother. You are a caring mother. I can't believe you're telling my boy that he's a girl or my girl, she's the boy. And you pretend you care, and then you send them right back to school the next day while you go and get your thrill at work. You still can be listening to the show. You can podcast, but you can listen to it on your iPhone, iPad by calling 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com. Or JLP Cash App. JLP Cash App is Thursday, and every Thursday is what? Oh, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Okay? I didn't say it right. It's Thursday. Oh, Lord. Why joy, Lord? And every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday.
All right, brother. Are you ready? He's drunk as a badger.
He's drunk as a bastard.
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Oh, shut up. Fire! If anybody asks what's the matter with me, tell them that I'm saved, sanctified, and running for my life. Drunk as a bastard. So speaking of being drunk as a bastard, Vanessa gave me on Sunday an amazing picture of a badger. And it says, I'm drunk as a bastard. Well, look at this. Isn't this amazing? Nice. Can you see it? Can they see it in the world?
as best as they can. I think you can make it out if you look close. It says, I'm drunk as a bastard.
Vanessa, this is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Drunk as a bastard. And right below it says, Mr. Badger. Mr. Badger.
Oh, it's a badger. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. Vanessa, you're too smart. Thank you. I do appreciate it. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, so I want to bring you Colossians 3:13. Bear with one another. Bear with one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other. If one of you has a complaint against another, forgive each other if one of you have a complaint against each other or another. The Lord has forgiven you. Now you must do the same. Bear with one another. Forgive each other if one of you has a complaint against another. The Lord has forgiven you. Now you must do the same. That's so deep, I don't know what to do with it. It is true, it's mind-blowing, it's Mamma Mia, it's everything. So I want to know, could you handle betrayal? Especially if this was it. Here's a clip of a minister leader, Casey Van Norman, explained how she found God after 3 years of cheating on her husband with his best friend. Watch this from YouTube.
So the words that changed my life, Ryan, the words that absolutely changed my life, my husband said them to me through the Holy Spirit after I had been cheating on him for 3 years with his best friend. We had 2 kids, 3 and 6 years old, and he should have walked away, could have. And when all this came out, and I hid it for 3 years in the church, when all of this came out, he looked at me and listen, a good therapist knows your feelings are valid and you can feel all of those things. He was mad. He was hurt. He was confused. He was disoriented. All those things were still true. None of that was underscored or not a part of his experience. But what was also a part of his experience, because he had been submitting and surrendering to the Lord so faithfully for so long, was he literally looked at me. And all I expected him to do was exactly what every man had done in my life, my dad, all these other men, was to leave. And instead, he looked at me and he said, Casey, I don't know how to not love you. I don't know how to not love you. And Ryan, that was it. That is when Jesus became my Lord.
Amazing. Nice. What were you doing in that situation? Would you find Jesus? Would you forgive, or would you leave? What will you do? Amazing, huh? Very, very interesting. What would you do? We had our love, we had our life, but you don't know what you have till you lose it. How many times can I say I'm sorry? What would you do in that situation? That's pretty deep. Here's a clip of a young man finding his mother on a date with another man. Mama, what the? Come here.
Unbelievable.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Who the f is this? Who is this?
This is Rob.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Rob?
Nice to
What are
meet
you doing with Rob?
What are you doing, recording this?
Absolutely.
For what?
What are you doing? She's married, you know.
No, she's actually getting divorced.
I can't believe you right now. I can't believe you.
Wow, this is a great scene.
The mama looking all crazy like she doesn't know she with Rob. She looking all buck-eyed, crazy. The son caught the mother with another man. That's interesting to me. I wonder if the son is, how would you deal with that, folks? Bear with one another. Forgive each other if one of you has a complaint against another. The Lord has forgiven you. Now you must do the same. My producer said this is traumatizing. But it's not like he a kid. It sounds like he like maybe a teenager or a young adult. Amazing, huh? Harvard University, new research gathered from a 14-year study from a human flourishing program at Harvard University shows that regular religious service attendees and associated with 50% low divorce is associated with 50% lower divorce rate in later life. So, like, if you went to church, those who went to church, 50% of them did not vote divorce, as comparison to those who didn't go to church. More church, less divorce. 888-7753-773. Will you think about would you forgive? Would you forgive? Let me go to Stephen out of Tennessee. Stephen, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Let me put you on, take you off Bluetooth.
All right, hold on, Stephen. Derek, let me know when Stephen is ready. Let me go to Brandi out of Hawaii. Don't hang up, Stephen. Brenda, let me know when you're ready. I mean, Brenda. Derek. Brandi from Hawaii. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
woman
back
is
to
good.
work.
Only God is good.
Indeed. I agree. Hey, I went back to work this week. It's my first week back, so I'm back on nights. And I don't get home until midnight, and you guys start at 3 in the morning. So today's my day off, so I'm actually up early. So I thought I'd
3
call.
in the morning in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's
Right.
what time you guys start.
Oh,
And
okay,
I haven't
because
been
in
getting home till
California
midnight.
it's 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it is 5 o'clock here, 5:10.
Right on. Oh, amazing.
Hey, I just want to call, say hi because I haven't talked to you in a while.
Hi.
But also, hi. When I was listening to you, I heard you say something about how you've never seen white people act black, but I actually have. I thought I'd just comment on that since I was just calling to say hi.
Hi.
Sorry. So, my sister and my mom, they always acted black. They would embarrass you, like start yelling at people in the streets, or like my sister would always get in fights with the neighbors, and they would act black. They would just cause a huge scene.
They were act black?
Yeah. They
And
would
why were they doing? Did they want to be black?
Well, I know my sister dated a lot of black people.
Oh.
But I don't honestly know why they acted like that. I've always wondered what was wrong with them.
Amazing.
But yeah, I've seen white people act black. It's in my own family.
Well, I have seen some white people act black. You know, I've seen on the news where white people be at white events or at the market and they'll fight. But it's not as rare. I mean, it's not as often as you see black people acting that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
I
you're
don't know.
going back to work. That's amazing. You're happy to go back to work?
I can't decide yet. It's only my first week back, and I'm such a early person because I'm always up listening to you. So I'm up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and just the time change. Like I'm not starting until 5 o'clock at night now.
Now that you've been off for a while, you feel lazy?
No, I've been doing spring cleaning for like the last 2 or 3 months.
Oh, okay.
All the stuff you can't ever do when you're working, or it's harder to do.
Right on.
So it's like physical therapy at home a little bit too. You get stuff done and you're up and moving around.
Nice.
But yeah, I was out for like 8 months. So,
And so
it
your
is like
I know you had surgery. Your body is all healed now?
I think so. As far as I know, I haven't had any problems. I'm
Right
actually been jogging the block even lately. Trying
Nice.
to get physical more. And I'm really liking that part about nights is you have the whole day to do stuff and get sun and
Right on.
like you're not stuck inside all day.
Well, I can't play it, but I appreciate you calling to say hello. I'm glad you're back to work and that you're healing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandi.
Hopefully we'll try to call you guys next week, maybe on my days off.
Oh,
Try to
okay.
keep up.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Bye
All right,
now.
I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Bye. Let me go to Stephen out of Tennessee. Stephen, let's try it again. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're on the air.
All right. Hey, Jesse. How you doing today?
All is well, Stephen.
All right. Well, howdy from Chattanooga. I had one thing I wanted to talk about, but I've noticed a couple of phone calls have been about the silent prayer, and it sounds like the men are kind of overthinking it. And if I can make them a suggestion, if you go on YouTube, type in JLP silent prayer, there's like 5 or 6 different videos that pop up. There's like a couple good ones at 12 minutes, one's 15 minutes long, then there's another one at 22 minutes, and another one at 44 minutes. And what it does is it has like 1 or 2 minutes of you talking about what we're doing as far as like the silent prayer, and then it has just a set time of silence. So, you can pick one that's 15 minutes. One of them has probably 10 minutes of talking, but 30 minutes of silence. And that's a good way to get started. By just get up, and I get up at 4:30 in the morning to do it. Like I make it the first thing I do because I can get myself in trouble pretty early in the morning. So I do that first.
Right on.
And that's helped me a lot. And I feel like a lot of these questions that they have, if they would actually do the silent prayer, that's where they're going to find the answers. And and what I came across the other day, because I was raised by my mom, and she was evil, and I won't say that she raised me. She let me hang around her while she did her thing. That's how I would say I grew up. And she put me around other evil women. And when I got older, I didn't realize that she had recreated me in her own image. And I ended up, I got into so much stuff, drugs, psychedelics. I got into witchcraft, sex magic, Satanism.
Amazing.
I was wearing women's underwear. Like I was doing all kinds of stuff. And
you were
I didn't
wearing
really
women
realize-
underwear?
Yeah, man,
what?
I was so.
Were
I
they
was so lost,
pink?
Jesse. It depends. Depends on the day of the week.
Right on.
But the funny part is that whole time I just thought that made me interesting, and a lot of that stuff, like I cried at movies all the time and cried at commercials, and I cried over homeless people and a tired puppy and anything, and I used to think that made me, and people I thought it made me special, but I didn't realize that was just all that woman inside of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't see that until I forgave my mom. And then during the course of the silent prayer, I started seeing how much of a woman my mom had instilled in me. You know, and I wonder if sometimes that's why some of these guys are frightened of the silent prayer, because I know a lot of guys, see, I went the opposite. I embraced the woman in me, you know, and tried to do something with that, and that didn't work. And I think a lot of guys go the opposite direction and try to well, I better wear a flannel and look like a lumberjack and have a beard, you know, and
So
have
are
all this
you
stuff kind of look like.
Are you overcoming that now?
Oh yeah. Like it's I could care less what I wear. I could care less about what's going on. I'm not doing any of that stuff anymore.
Nice.
And
you took
and
off the
once
woman underpants.
No more. No, I got on boxers.
Nice.
So yeah, no more panties.
Do you cry at night?
No, I stopped crying at night too. I used to cry at night. I used to boo-hoo. I would play videos, like I would play animal rescue videos just so I could sit there and just cry at night.
So are you a moral man?
No, I don't trust my morals. I don't know where they came from.
Yeah. So
I have no clue. I have no clue where my morals came from, and I don't trust them. So
Right.
I've tried to let go of all that. This is good and this is bad. 'Cause
Right
I don't know.
Nice.
You know, I just back up from it. And then, and two, you know, like on a bigger picture, because I got into Satanism so much, a lot of people don't realize this, but you know how everything today is like, if you say something's up, the left says it's down. If you can't, I mean, like, you know, they're just basically inverting the meaning of words and turning stuff upside down. Like, this don't mean that, it means this, and all this stuff. Well, a lot of people don't realize it's called the law of inversion. And back in the early 90s, he was the head of the Satanic Church, and he was also the president of the Order of Werewolves. And he was being interviewed on a program, and he said, "No, Satanism's rising." And the interviewer was trying to be funny and be like, "Oh, we're going to see a bunch of people walk around with hoods and all this stuff." And he goes, "No." He said, "We don't even do that." He was like, "You guys are going to be living the law of inversion." And he was like, "Well, what is that?" He goes, "We're going to turn everything upside down. You're not going to know what means anything, and you're going to naturally be living the opposite of what things really are."
Yeah, well, it's definitely a spiritual battle, and people don't see what's going on.
Oh man, it's you know, because like when I got into the witchcraft and stuff, there's something dark out there that will answer your request.
Yeah,
and it always comes with a price. And I
Yeah.
mean, I've made myself open to all kinds of possession and stuff. Like it got, you know, I was really lost. Like I was really, there was a time in my life where if something would have solved my problems, I was looking for something to solve my problems so I could give myself over to it, because I was so done with living, you know. And I tried it with drugs, I tried it with witchcraft, I tried it with Satanism. Like I didn't care if something just came. I didn't care if it was evil or not. I just wanted something to fix my situation.
Yeah.
Because I could not seem to feel okay. And I did the forgiving, and I've done the silent prayer, and I have gotten more out of that. And I didn't realize how much woman was in me until the silent prayer. I mean, I was wearing women's clothes, not thinking that I had like my mom had instilled a woman inside of me, but it was through the silent prayer where I started actually seeing, oh my God, like I was a woman, you know, and that's not good. And I know you usually got to go, but like this thing with Adam and Eve.
I do want you to know that this is every man on earth. Every man on earth is a female. He has become like his mother. He thinks like her. He's emotional like her. He overreacts to situations in the same way a woman goes. He protects his emotions. He thinks it's him. He's jealous. He's envious. He's strife, revengeful. He has the nature of his mother, and yet it's not hers. It's the spirit of evil that made a home in her. And that's why God said, all who are born of the flesh of the woman must be born of the Spirit of God.
Yeah. And I think it was somewhere that Jesus even talked about hating your mother and father. You can't follow him, and I'm starting to see what that means now.
Yeah.
Like I get that, and that quote, "The Father doeth the work." I love that one, because that takes me out of the battle.
Yes.
I just have to make myself available for the present, and by doing that, he does the work.
How old are you now?
So I'm 50.
Right on, man. Amazing.
I'm 50 years old, and I wanted to ask you this, and I want to try to put it into words, because I haven't. It was like it came through in the silent prayer the other day, so it's kind of hard to say, but like, Eve was tricked by Satan, and that's how evil enters this world. And from what I'm starting to understand is that this whole defense of women is really trying to defend Satan's actions here. And if we don't see a problem with women, why would we ever forgive our mothers? So there's no reconciliation with the Father. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the big picture, like that's because to me, Christianity is the only religion that offers reconciliation. Like it gets, it hits to the core of it. The attack from Satan is inside the home, starting with the mother. She tries to chase off the Father's love, God, / God's love. She wants to be the light, which Lucifer's called the bringer of light. That's his definition of his name. And so she wants to be the answer to our problems. And
so your question was what now? Real fast.
I didn't have one.
Okay.
It was just an epiphany. It was an epiphany that I had about the necessity for the forgiveness.
If you notice, as women are being put into leadership role, all hell is breaking loose. People fighting in the streets. Kids are killing each other at schools. Fighting with the teachers. Government out of control. Men are weak. All anger is everywhere. People fighting on the freeways and everywhere because the spirit of evil is taking over through the woman. And most people don't realize that by putting that woman in a leadership role like that, they are opening up the gates of hell to come in and destroy human beings in America and around the world. It's not in her nature to lead because of the spirit of evil.
No, anytime I've ever had a female manager, it made me want to shoot myself in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like trying to answer to a woman, trying to understand, they don't want to explain nothing. They want you to understand their emotions. Yeah. And they just freak out over stuff.
I got to run, Stephen, because of time. Thank you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And I just want to encourage anybody listening, stop thinking so much about that silent prayer and just start doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way to get anywhere. You'll go hungry staring at the menu.
You got to wake up.
Busy. You got to wake up, man.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going to be talking about it and philosophizing it or whatever. It ain't going to do nothing.
Right. Thank
Absolutely,
you,
man. Have a great day.
All right, bud. I appreciate it. RebuildingTheMan.com/silent prayer. RebuildingTheMan.com/silent prayer. Let me go to Marilyn, our first time call out of Florida. Marilyn, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. I love you so much.
Thank you, Marilyn. Amazing. I love you back.
I still think you advocate for the devil, but...
Amazing. And why do you think that?
Advocate.
And why do you think that?
Because I feel like we're all gods because of God.
You what?
I think we're all gods. We are all gods.
You think you're God?
Yes, I'm Mother God. Yep, definitely.
And why you think you Mother God? Hold on a minute.
I don't know.
Hold on, Marilyn. Marilyn smoking pot. Sound like. Quick break. D-Live. The treasure chest is open on D-Live. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, welcome back. The Hake Report coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com from 9 to 11. And he has a guest today, a liberal guest. You don't want to miss it. What's his name?
Dylan Burns.
Dylan Burns. From 9 to 11 today. You don't believe me. If you've not heard the Hake, this is the perfect day to do it. From 9 to 11. Then Joel Friday. He black. Joel Friday TV. You. Again, on fire. Mercy and grace. All the way. Joel Friday TV. Then the American Anchor Baby. At 12 noon. Energy given to him by God. Trump got it, the energy, and the American Anchor Baby has the rest. It's not a loan, it's a gift. Amazing. And then, happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day is this weekend. So, for all those shout-outs for your mothers, get them in. I got tons of them that I'm working on right now. If you want it in time for Mother's Day, I recommend you get your shout-outs in, your personal shout-outs. Happy Mother's Day, congratulations, encouragement, whatever your shout-out is, I'll do it for you. There's a special going on right now for Mother's Day shout-outs. Go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson for your personal shout out. All right, let me go back to the busy phone. Hey, MARILYN, you said that you a mother's God?
Yes, Jesse.
And what does that mean, you're a mother's God?
Well, Jesus said anyone that does God's will is my sister, brother, and mother. So I think everybody is God. We're all one part of the body, and I don't see why we should, go to the other side, because there's one side. There's the good side, the power and authority side, or there's the weak, idol-worshiping.
And when you say that you're a mother's God, who mama? Are you like God's mama?
No, I'm not God. I don't know. God doesn't have a mama.
Are you Jesus' mother?
I'm Mother God. I am God. Everyone is Mother and Father God.
Are you Jesus? Are you Jesus' mother?
I'm a mother. I'm a mother, and I'm a God.
And so, are you the mother to Jesus?
Sure. Yeah. We've always been here. God knew us before He created the world. We've always been with Him. So why not?
How did you become the Jesus mother? What happened to Mary?
Mary's still His mother.
And so, he had two mothers?
No, Mary is married to Joseph, right? Mary is not married to God.
And so, how are you Jesus' mother?
We're all Jesus. We're all Jesus' mother. We're all it's just words. Like, I feel like we take words and we idolize them and we give them more power than they're due, and we turn them into gods. Like, we turn words into more power than God.
When did you discover
them idols.
When did you discover that you were Jesus' mama?
I I didn't say I was Jesus' mama. I said I was Mother God. Mary, oh my God. Jesse, you want to twist my stuff. I want to know why you don't think we're all God.
I want to know how you became Mama God.
I went through a dark night of the soul, and I had some things happen to me, and like I had a bunch of voices enter me and tell me things that just was not cool, trying to keep me alive. Just a lot of downloads. This happened in 2017. Yes, I went to a crazy house. I was seeing and hearing stuff, but I'm better now.
And so when you were in the mental institution, did you discover then that you were Jesus' mama?
I am not Jesus' mama. Jesus has a mama.
I mean,
I am.
Did you discover in the crazy house that you were Mama God?
No, I kind of found out that before I went to the crazy house, unfortunately.
Oh, so you realized before you went to the crazy house you were Mother God, and then they put you in the crazy house?
Close. It was close. It was so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. No, I don't like Pearl. Pearl pisses me off. She is insufferable.
Who is Pearl?
She will pick one side. The girl that you want to bring on and give all this clout to.
Pearl.
Pearl. She's got demons. That girl got demons. And you know why? Because she is against one side. It's these against those, rather than everyone being important and worthy, and she wants to pick a side.
But Pearl's right on about women. Pearl's like 100% correct about women. Have you noticed that?
She controls and manipulates the situation.
What's the name of Pearl website?
Truth has no agenda.
Just
Truth
pearly
has no
things.
agenda.
You're talking about just pearly things, right?
No.
Pearl
I'm
Davis.
If that catch
Pearl
that girl
Davis.
outside.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I said, let me not catch her outside.
And so the mama of God gonna fight Pearl?
I will beat the brakes off that girl, hands and feet.
Where's the love, mama?
Listen.
I thought you were
She
God.
don't know. She don't know she's God until she figures it out. It's all for free for all.
Are you black?
No, I ain't black.
So why would you be fighting?
Because she needs hands and feet put on her. What you mean, Jesse?
What? Amazing.
It's garbage in, garbage out. She is toxic. I do not believe that anyone should be over under anyone.
Do you love
Everyone
her?
is equal.
Do you love Pearl?
I love Pearl. I love Pearl so much. I think she should warrant her own husband rather than warranting other women and other women's husbands. She needs to stay in her own lane.
She doesn't want other women. She's telling you the truth about the nature of women.
But she's a woman. That means she's just evil as hell, talking about evil stuff.
Amazing. Marilyn, I got to run.
love you,
Call me
Jesse.
again, all right?
Thank you. I will, darling.
All right.
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay. What? Raymond is the first time caller out of Texas. Raymond, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Amazing.
Amazing.
How you doing, Mr. Jesse?
All is
How you
well.
doing, big brother?
Amazing.
Hey, man, we got to, I've been following you, man, for like 3-4 years, man, and I just want to tell you, man, I like what you're doing, and even though a lot of people may not understand you, I mean, you got a lot of perks. You open up my eyes to a lot of things, and I really, really appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. You stay with us, stay with us, stay with it.
But we got to find a solution, man, to what's going on in this world today, man. This hatred.
Yeah, the solution is
This
forgiveness.
hatred.
Once you change the heart, you can change the world.
Yeah, exactly, man. There's so much hatred going on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Trump supporter, man, and
Right on.
I'm up here in Texas, right? You know, I walk around with my Trump stuff on. You know, you can feel the tension, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. Like we living in some terrible times, man, and I don't know how we got to. I know how we got to where we are. You know what I'm saying? But I'm surprised we here. You know,
Yeah,
and
I never imagined that it could get this bad in the United States of America. When I was growing up, it didn't seem possible. I didn't think that it could get to this. You're absolutely right. It's bad.
man, it's bad, man. Ever since I think it all started when Obama did what he did, you know, the Black Messiah, whatever they want, the fallen Messiah, whatever they call him.
The fallen Messiah.
Yeah, the fallen Messiah when he destroyed the world, man, and it took off from there.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely.
Took off.
Yeah, things really got bad when the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama, was in the White House. That's for sure.
Yeah, we living in a world right now where there's no fear of God. You know, like ain't no fear. You know, and I get tired of seeing, you know, our black folks. Period. You know, a lot of them we just won't take accountability, man. You know, I understand you got. You know, and this other thing, because I don't want to hold you long. I know they got other callers. Another thing, I stole this from you, and I use it very often now. I tell a lot of people, like, ain't no such thing as racism.
Right.
So they'll tell me, what you mean? Ain't no, oh, man, you a house N-I-G-G-A, and, man, you tripping. I say, no, man, it's good versus evil.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is.
100%.
That's what it is. They put those titles on there.
Yeah.
To cover it up for what it really is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
And,
absolutely.
Man, and I just want to thank you, man. Continue doing what you're doing. And I love you from the bottom of my heart, big brother. And
thank you,
open
man.
my eyes to a lot. And you got more love than you got hate. You better believe it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And before I leave, I just want to tell you, I've been watching you for the last 3 to 4 years. And you got a lot of people that watch you and don't say nothing, and that's how I know you got more love than you got hate, big brother. So keep doing what you're doing, and the devil is a liar. And all praise to the great white hope.
The great white hope.
Hey, the great white hope. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Raymond, and you stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with it, all right?
All right, big brother. You have a blessed day.
You too, buddy. Thank you. Amazing. Let me go quickly to Sky out of Texas. Sky, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Sky.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. No, this is Sky from Arlington, Virginia, not Texas.
Oh, they said Texas here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just calling to follow up with a conversation that you and I had maybe like last month. You kind of gave me an assignment, and I went through with it, and that was forgiving my mother.
Yes.
And, yeah, I just want to say thank you for that. I mean, I've been watching you for like 3 to 4. First of all, let me just say this. I've been watching you for like 3 to 4 months now at this point, and you're just amazing. You help me just in life in general, like free myself of my thoughts, my mind, all that kind of stuff.
Right on.
And, you know, usually people don't move me or uplift me, but it's just, I don't know, after watching you for a while and watching all your different shows, it's amazing what you do for people. And it's just almost like, it's like you're a gift from above or something. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much told her, you know, well, I told her, you know, that I forgave her for trying to recreate me in her image, which is what she tried to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that happened that to me last week that kind of led up to this, which is kind of a beta moment that I had. Yeah, I was at work. I work night shift, and I was at work. I was having like a rough day emotionally. I don't know why, and I was like sad and crying or whatever. And I think I had texted her, and I told her. I texted her because we haven't seen each other face to face for like 2 years. But I texted her, and she straight ignored me, which is common for her. I don't know. It's just lately I've been feeling like, are you going to continue to act this way for the rest of my life? Because if that's the case, I have to remove you. I have to remove you from my future self. You're unqualified to participate in anything that I'm doing for my future self, you know, because with a lot of the physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, keeping me away from my dad that I've dealt with many years with her, We fight even though we don't see each other, we argue all the time through text. And I mean argue. Like, she talks to me like somebody on the street. Like, you talk about how parents talk to their kids like parents. And it's just, to me, it's just kind of old. And here I am trying to recreate myself at this age. And it took me quite a while to kind of let all of it go. I had already like forgiven her like within. It took me a while to let all that go, spend some time away from her, and kind of learn how to like talk to people, interact with people, love people, or whatever, function normally. And now it's like I can't have you mess that up. It's been 30 years of my life that you trashed it, and now I gotta do better. So she laughed at me when I told her that. She kind of like was like LOL, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" or something like that. But
well, you just keep her out of your life. Don't be angry at her. She can't help herself, and you move on with your life. You stay with the silent prayer. Don't believe in the thoughts, and you'll be fine. You don't need her. Stop communicating with her, period. All right?
Well, I could say that I could say this. If you was to talk to anybody in my family, like my father, my grandma, anybody, my friends, my best friends, they could say, like, Sky always gets into arguments with her mother, and then they be right back talking. And I feel like sometimes that happens, and I don't want to feel like, like a battered woman syndrome, like she has a hold on me. I want to officially stop talking to her.
Right.
Like, I really want
And you should. Stop arguing with the devil. Have nothing to do with her. Just don't be angry.
Right.
Don't be angry,
I'm not
but
angry.
block her. Don't communicate with her, and you work on you. You don't owe her anything. Stop arguing with the devil in your mind, and stop arguing with the devil inside of other people.
Right.
All right?
Yeah. And so I guess now, like I said, I've been watching you for like 3 to 4 months, and I'm pretty much locked in. So I was actually trying to figure out, because I live in D.C. area, and I was ready to come to the fellowship and all of that, and ready to start the silent prayer, all that kind of stuff. I kind of already do something similar to the silent prayer already.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm just ready to just hop on board.
Right on.
With everything.
Right on. When you do that, and I'm telling you, Sky, you haven't seen, it's just going to be amazing for you. Do the silent prayer. Stay away from anger. Don't believe thoughts. And God will take over. The truth will take over and lead your whole life. But be done with your mother. Block her. Don't communicate at all with the devil, all right?
Yes. I'm listening to you. I'm going to go with that.
And let me know how it goes. You do the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes.
All right. I'll do that.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
All right, bye now. Super chat. Super.
Charlotte says, "Hey, Jesse, the 5 officers in Memphis who are on video beating Tyre Nichols to death.
Told Hoppo to beat me.
3 of them, she didn't say this, but 3 of them were found not guilty in Memphis for state charges, and the media and the blacks are dead silent about it because the cops are black. This proves that police brutality outcry from the blacks is a scam."
It is a scam. It's not real. Never have to be real. Never gonna be real. No such thing as police brutality. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought 7 coffees. "If the mind cannot understand the kingdom of God, how will I know if I have entered?"
You will know. You will know. Just overcome the darkness, and the light will guide you. It's going to be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, someone. Lin Yan Chin, forgiveness is the honest way. Apology or saying sorry is the dishonest way. Forgiveness is not begging. Saying sorry is the type of begging called appeasement, says Lin Yan Chin.
Forgiveness is to admit that you are wrong for judging, for being angry. Anyone that has anger is evil. So you admit you're wrong for being judgmental, you can be free. Thank you. Amazing.
Lin Yan Chin, Jesse, I forgive you for pretending inner stillness is not the aim of meditation. I forgive you for buying the boomer lie. Meditation is focusing the mind to build thoughts, says Lin Yan Chin.
What?
He forgives you.
For what?
For confusing that meditation is the goal. Their goal of meditation is inner stillness.
I don't know.
Not focusing the mind on thoughts.
I don't know what that is. You want to observe. You don't want to hold on to anything. It just sounds like when people say they meditate, it seems like they hold on to something. You're supposed to just observe, sit at the gate, and watch for the truth to come in. That's all you're supposed to be doing. But thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Lin Yen-chin, Lord Goodhair, I forgive you. I'm Lord Goodhair.
Oh.
For not understanding that every word is a living geometry. Just like every gene in your genome is a living unit in the fuller body of your being. Language is alive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lin Yen-chin.
I don't understand it, but okay.
I appreciate the forgiveness.
Right on. Thank you for the forgiveness for something I didn't do.
Orlando.
Thank you, though.
On Cash App, Bond JLP Cash App, amazing.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you, Orlando.
Unpilled Pastor Chatelet gifted the cookie. Uncle Jesse, is the new Pope going to be a tick beta?
Oh,
what
yeah. The Pope and tick. It's crazy to see. You seen all those people sitting around and standing up in the Pope yard, waiting for the Pope to be announced, the new Pope? What's up with that? They can't wait at home and just turn the TV on and find out who the new Pope is?
Terrible.
What a mess. All for the thrill of it. And then they go home and they cry. Amazing.
Lin Yen-chin, speaking of, thrill-seeking comes by way of using the mouth for the nose. Explain it to him, Lord Goodhair. Sparkle Blouse and Billy the Half-Black Engineer. When you're calm, you breathe through your nose. When you're excited and thrill-seeking, you breathe through your mouth.
Oh.
Something like that, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
On Rumble, a Rumble rant from Dan.
You gotta know how to rumble.
Dan for Freedom. The kingdom of God is within, and it is finished. The greatest words ever spoken by Christ.
Yep. Those is so deep, I don't know what to do with it.
Blunt Wit says, I used to cry thinking about the women and children victimized because of the open borders and gangs. Not anymore. I don't know what that means.
When she's crying, she's lying. What now? Thank you.
Lin Yen-chin says, Jesse, they do not understand you cry at night means you expose your constant victimhood whenever you are alone or feel justified in public crying.
No, that's not what I mean by crying. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Raul, socialism equals weak women. Communism equals weak men. Fascism equals brutal men. Liberalism equals brutal women. Beta.
Don't be a beta. Be an
Interesting.
alpha, not a beta. Thank you.
Lin Yen-chin, where are the nerds to beat up those bot encroaching on nerddom/library at Columbia? What happened to the nerd rage and pride in protecting their turf?
I can't believe that they're allowing this to happen in the United States of America. That's amazing to me. I got to stop there.
Okay, we'll read the rest later, guys.
Hey, did you hear my story? I was counseling with this man. He was doing just fine. And then he started dating this woman. They lived together. And she convinced him to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he thought it was his idea. He didn't know she was chipping away at it for a while until she finally convinced him that it was his idea. Then he moved her, and it was a horrible mistake. And now the man is suffering greatly. If I was an emotional person, I'd be crying over some of the counseling I do. I would really be in tears.
Yeah.
So the devil is using people in ways I never imagined.
Chat thought that was me.
That was
That you
you?
were talking about.
That you move? Huh?
Yeah.
No. No, this is somebody else. I counsel with a lot of folks. Let me go quickly to Ardene out of Colorado. Ardene, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi. Good morning.
Hey, Ardene.
One question. Hi. How you doing? Good morning.
Amazing. Good morning.
I just wanted to comment. You say that you don't understand why people don't like Trump.
No, I said that they dislike Trump because they hate the light that they see in him, and they are dark, and the darkness hate the light.
Okay, to elaborate on that, where you call the light, one of the things I have a problem with Trump about
What?
is how he's with the Social Security, the Medicare, Medicaid, how he's leaving it for all the Republicans to destroy. He's spearheading it, and I mean,
How is he doing that?
these people. Because it's up against Congress right now. They're voting on it now.
But how is he destroying it, though?
Dismantling it.
He's not getting rid of Social. He's not getting rid of Social Security.
What he's actually doing is that he's making it to where it is very workable for people.
That's not true. He's making it easier now.
Listen.
He want to take away. He doesn't want. He doesn't want the Social Security people have to pay income tax.
What?
Right.
What about the Medicare, Medicaid? What about that?
He's making that even better for you as well. What you don't realize, RD, is that Trump is like cleaning up a mess when you buy an old used house, right? You clean up the mess and then you rebuild a new house, and that's what Trump is doing. Do you love the light that you see in Trump?
Not at all.
You don't love the light?
I don't see light. I don't see light.
But would you recognize the light?
If I did,
would you recognize the light if you saw it?
yes, I would.
How do you know you recognize it?
Because it would be doing things that are beneficial for our country.
But everything
for the residents of our country.
Everything he's doing is benefits to the country. Arlene, call me tomorrow. The clock's going to cut us off here in a minute. Call me tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm out of time, folks. Thank you, Arlene. I'm out of time. The Hate Report coming up now. He has a guest. Then Joel Friday TV. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12. And get on that straight and narrow, folks, and stay there no matter what. And then you won't cry at night. All right? Amazing. Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. And remember, anger is evil. And anyone that has anger is a murderer. And do not trust them. You cannot trust an angry person. Have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow. It's Black Friday. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one. Thank you for your super chat. And we'll finish up with the one we left off tomorrow at the beginning of the show. Bye now. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.